All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Walsh, and I already forget why I'm up here. You ever do that? You just forget why you're up there? You know, everything just kind of leaves you. You know? Yeah? You know who? Are you sitting right here? Okay, this guy. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now, right? Why don't we talk about a trending topic right now? Let's talk about Joe Biden. Let's talk about Joe Biden falling off his bicycle. This is a really good video. If I can get my mouse. So, this video, you guys might know this or not. This is actually taken from a body cam footage from off a cop. Oh, there he goes. He's down. And typically we would redact this type of video, but you know, we figured this is something you really don't want redacted, right? You want to see how funny it is, right? So our company is called GovQA. We are part of Granicus. Many of you in the audience may or may not know this, but typically a lot of you probably use us in the county level for your streaming of board meetings, streaming and such, you know, making really important decisions. And today I want to talk about a similar situation where one of our customers fell off their bike, in a sense, when it comes to public records requests. So I'm going to throw this up. So I'm going to call out our customer here. We have a customer here, Island County, Washington. Are you here? Island County Sheriff, Washington. Luckily, it wasn't you guys. I will not name this customer due to NDAs and bylaws and whatever it is, or Joey B, right? But one of our big customers in Washington State was sued. They were sued by a citizen because that citizen's data was mistakenly leaked, despite the fact that the citizen in question had nothing to do with the public record request that was submitted. They came to us, this customer, for many reasons, but one of them was paramount above all. And I'm going to quote a YouTube video you probably may or might not know. CJIS compliance, all right? You ever heard of Leroy Jenkins? CJIS compliance, that is why they came to us. GovQA is the only public records request fulfillment software on the market that is fully CJIS compliant and HIPAA. You may ask, Jack, why the hell would I care about that? It means you're not going to lose your next election because someone's suing your department for a hacker getting into your CAD RMS and releasing unredacted documents to the public like Eric freaking Snowden, all right? We are not a CAD RMS. There is not one single CAD RMS on the planet that is fully CJIS compliant. It's not their focus. And they have some security measures in place, but if you get hacked, it's not their problem, it's yours, right? And that isn't right. And so if you trust a vendor to keep sensitive information that could compromise you, your deputy's personal data from being leaked to the public, and they don't live up to that promise, you know, you're going to be pissed. So not the case with us and our clients who trust us with their data. I want you to look up at the screen here and take a look at a list of sheriff's offices, police departments, and state agencies that have not a worry in the world about a person requesting a record and potentially getting into the back end of a system and leaking documents, right? Not a single one of them has ever been hacked or had an issue with bad actors. Flat out has not happened. So now, without even showing you our back end or anything like that, or how easy it is to use, or how much time you save and effort and reduction in staff that we can deliver, I've given you 21 reasons right here. 21 clients that have never had an issue of falling off that bike. Because all it takes is the door being open for a few seconds. You guys remember Ghostbusters, how that went down? Yeah? Not a good thing. So the second piece beyond security for us is flexibility. No offense to our other software friends here who offer different software solutions. The simple fact is that the world is changing at an incredibly rapid rate. The word rapid doesn't even begin to describe how fast things are changing. And let's take California, for example. I love picking on California not because they deserve to be picked on, but because things probably change there faster than any state, right? California state legislature passed a new bill that came out about a year ago. Chris Dunn from Ventura County, are you here? No, he's not here. There's a bill in California that was passed. What is it called? If it'll change. Bill 1421. Woo, doggy. This one's a doozy, folks. If you live in California, Bill 1421 is a thorn in your side. Not only primarily because by law it requires you to disclose information about officers, but these bills can be suddenly given extra parameters that make it very difficult for you, your staff, and your systems to flex with. And so if you need to add a whole new field to a report, you need to make it mandatory because some bill comes down from the governor's office. What do? Right? You put in a change order, you get the money for it, and pray nothing happens during the in-between. So whatever happens from there is almost totally out of your control of a bill coming down, right? And and that's not the case with us. So we keep track of the changes that are coming down the pipeline. We inform you of the changes that need to be made, and you can make those changes yourself on your own, pretty much, and with the help of our professional services team if you need it. So no calling up Gartner or Accenture or Deloitte or anybody that you work with or Tyler, or making a work order, getting budget, and getting all that done before, again, something happens, right? So configurability is your protection to the continuously changing landscape. It's why Cook County is a client of ours. It's why the state of New York Department of Corrections is a customer of ours. And LA County and LA Sheriff are probably our biggest customers for that. Pretty much that exact reason, is that ability to configure and change the system. So because that, when that next bill comes your way, right, we will be able to make it so officers of the law, like yourself, who put themselves on the line every single day, are kept as anonymous as possible when need be. And so the third kind of most important power that I alluded to just now, to keep things anonymous, is redaction. So keeping your deputies who are putting themselves in harm's way every day in the line of fire, or otherwise, God forbid, you're keeping them out of the line of fire in the media, right? So no one officer of the law deserves to be put in a negative spotlight for doing their job, right? I think we can all agree on that. And in this world of seemingly unlimited information, redacting personal information of officers is what keeps them safe from scrutiny. So those are the three kind of top reasons, right, that literally over 800 agencies, 43 of them sheriffs, and 10 of those in the top 25 biggest counties in the U.S. trust us to facilitate and automate the public records request process. So these departments know that whatever changes may come, they'll be ready, their data will be safe, and their officers will be as protected as they possibly can be. So that's kind of our story and why a lot of our customers have chosen us, right? And so I want to kind of show you a little bit of the back end here. And my colleague, Nick, will be helping me with that. I'm going to end this. Get rid of Joe. And I'm going to pull up this for you, Nick. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Nick from Granicus. Right now I'm going to run through a couple things for you. Just front end of what GovQA can look like for you. It's configurable, so it can be different for everyone else, but it's going to give a safe place for anyone who's requesting information from you guys to go in, fill out that form, for you guys to have it come in on the back end and then be able to manage it from there on out how you see fit, okay? It's really an end-to-end management system from taking those in, getting them back out, whether you're sending out video, body cam, redacted documents, emails, you name it. So give me a couple seconds and I'll run through a couple things.
So this would be your citizen-facing portal, right? So someone who wants to request a record can come here and either they can do a couple different things. They can look at the archive. They can look at the records they've requested. They can look at trending topics if there's a media event, something you can put up there. Create a login and password for someone who wants to request a record so that they can, when it's fulfilled, they can get it from the system instead of having to email back and forth. So you log in and you can see.
So what I just brought up on the screen here is my request center. So your requesters, right now, if you're sending out body cam, you might have to do it on a thumb drive, right? So if you get a lot of body cam requests, like I explained to you earlier, that can be pretty hefty if you're sending them out on thumb drives. You can't go through email, right? They're too large, the files, okay? So this gives you a safe and secure way to send it back to your requester once you've fulfilled that request within their end of the software, okay? So all they have to do is log in. Right now what this is showing you, hey, I put in a police records request. It's still in progress. As you guys update it on your end, it'll let them know where it is in the process. Once it's fulfilled, if it's document, video, what have you, it will have those files here for them to grab when they're ready. They do have the option to request them not through the request center. That's up to you guys how you want them to receive them really in the end game. You're going to put those options on the form, which I'll show you now.
Whoa. Yeah.
So what I have here is a lot of our customers aren't just, the police department is handling open records requests. This is something that everyone deals with in government. So if your county, your city, what have you, wants to jump on board with you guys because they want to be looped into the system as well, when your constituents come in or your requesters, they will know, okay, great, I'm here for a police request or a sheriff's request, right? Or I'm here for a city records request, right? So right away this can deflect any unneeded requests that are coming to you guys that may have to go to the clerk, other departments within your county. So it really helps separate that. If for some reason someone submits a police records request or sheriff's records request to the city, they can always just reassign it to you when it comes to them, so it comes to you guys the right way. So it really just helps filter things. So if I'm going to do a police request, I'll go in here. The form will pop up. The first thing on the form is going to be type of record requested. Okay, you're going to fill whatever those types are, whether it's body cam, video, dash cam, documents, crash reports, what have you. And then your form will adjust as they pick that request. So I will pick... Let's do... Doesn't matter. Body cam footage. All right, you type your description in. So if I type budget, a deflection tool will come up. Okay, so what this deflection tool is and what it says is, hey, hold on, financial principles. If they're requesting a budget from you, right, you can have a deflection tool to where as they're filling this out, the budgets pop up, okay? And in turn, what that's doing, it's really cutting down how many requests you get because it's helping them get the information they need without having to really even fulfill it, okay? Jack talked a little bit about the archive. So if you've submitted a request previously or someone else has that's the same request, you can go in and try and find that or call your office and say, hey, here's the reference number. Go onto the portal and you'll grab it, right? So it's made to cut down time. It's made for you guys to have different avenues for your requesters to kind of get what they need outside of just the typical, I'm requesting this paper form, we're going to figure it out, okay? It really helps you save time and money. So if you have a ton of requests, it can really cut that number down.
Say the best request is the one that never happens, right? Self-serve themselves. So who here gets interagency requests from, whether it be Child Services or Health and Human Services? Raise your hand. Everybody should be raising their hand, right? Go over to the Tukwila, Washington Police Department. Second one, yeah. So Tukwila, Washington Police Department is actually one of our smaller customers, and this really illustrates the fact that we can scale up or we can scale down. Doesn't matter. I know I put some big names on the screen up there before, but there are a couple of small ones too. Tukwila has an interagency function where someone who is from a different, maybe a lawyer or a different police department or a different sheriff's department, that they have approved email domains that they will allow people to make a login with. If someone does not have an approved email domain, they cannot request the types of records that they can request through the interagency piece. So the system, you can set it to, at VenturaCountySheriff.gov or at GilletteWyoming.gov, right? And so only people with those email addresses are even going to get a confirmation email to confirm that the account is real. Even if someone grabs your email off your website or something and tries to create an account, it's still going to ping you to say confirm that you made an account in your email, so that someone can't create a spoof account and can potentially get into the system and try and request records. So the system is very intelligent from a security standpoint, and also saves, I think, in the case of Harris County, they were doing, I think, their interagency requests were taking 4 weeks about, because they had to redact everything, even though it was officers of the law, and they cut that down to 4 days. It's like a 90% reduction in time and effort from their staff. And so this was an extremely valuable module to them. And then I think the last piece we want to show is redaction. Yeah.
The SMB demo?
Yeah.
Not the enterprise one that you have up. So in a moment, we're going to show you the redaction tool for documents. We do not redact body cam. There are other vendors who do that. But if you do have a vendor and they're redacting body cam for you, you can bring that in and send it through the system just as easy as any other file. Our redaction tool is pretty fluid. I mean, it's going to allow you to redact a lot quicker. Some of you may use Adobe. Some of you may just like white out paper and copy it. But here in GovQA, there are a couple different tools. So there's a search tool where you can really just search by type of word, date of birth, right? Any type of data field. And all at once you can redact those, right? As opposed to going individually and redacting each specific word that you want to take out or block out. You also have a drawing tool. What'd you say? Okay. Keep talking.
So Nick's going to jump in here and redact one of these. So we have a request that comes in. We've routed the request to a certain person, whether it be a department or a different agency, whatever it is. And the person responsible for fulfilling the record needs to redact some of the information that's on that. Could be an officer's name, could be sensitive information, whatever the case may be. And so typically, you guys would take this document out, put it into Adobe or whatever your redaction tool is, or like, I don't even know, Paint maybe. And you're going through and you're having to look for all the sensitive information that's in there, and you have to redact it manually.
So what I just did is I'm in a specific request here. Okay, obviously there's a lot of documents that are within this request. This is obviously demo count, but here is to show you the redaction tool. Basically, it's easy as jump into the document. If you've uploaded that document, all you have to do is click 2 buttons. It'll pop open the redaction tool. This is the redaction tool here on the left. So this is just an example. It's a letter, but really the main heart of this is what you're able to do, okay? So there's a simple way to redact if you want with your mouse. You hit this box, and it's really just kind of a bulk draw, and wherever you're redacting, whether it's a picture, this is good for that, right? Because it's able to adjust to any size item within your document. If you want to do the whole paragraph, you know, it's easy to do that as well. When I talk about specific redaction, this search bar is where you'll do that. So if you see this drop-down arrow here, this is going to have all the data points within a document that you most likely will redact, right? Social security numbers, postal codes, email, credit card numbers, right? So I'm going to toggle all because I want to search this document for a lot of this stuff, okay? You can also search by keyword. So if it's, you know, a credit card with certain numbers, you can also hit credit card and then search those numbers, and it will only bring up that specific credit card number. Here I'm not going to type anything in, so I can try and get as much as possible, okay? And there's nothing found, which is great because this is not a document that has any of that information in here. What this tool does, it does bulk redact. So if I look up my credit cards, it's going to get all my credit cards at once, redact them, and then I can put a reason over it as to why that was redacted, right? So if it's a child victim's name, right? As soon as you redact it, you can choose child victim, label it, so that when the document is out in public, they know, okay, this is why they redacted it, okay? I'm sure you guys have reasons. People ask you if you just put a box over something, they say, hey, why is this redacted? What is it? Might be obvious to some people, to other people it won't. So that's a really cool tool that really helps cut down the redaction time. And I know we're coming up on time here, so we can show you guys more in an in-depth demo at the booth. If you guys want to come by, we're right here in the 800s. But I'll be happy to take any questions. There's a lot more to this system, okay, than what we're showing you right here. But this was really just an introduction for you guys to get to know us and see a little bit about the software. So if you guys want to ask us some questions, we'll walk around right now. And if you want to come to our booth, come on by and check out a little more in depth. We'll get a good document up and show you how the redaction really works to your benefit. Okay.
Thanks, guys.